We started out in Johannesburg, working with the National Council for Persons with Physical Disabilities. The first couple weeks there was more or less a pretty good introduction into the situation for people with disabilities and the legislation in South Africa.
I've always been interested in diversity in the workplace and human rights issues, so I knew it was right up my alley, and especially South Africa, because it's a country that I thought was it's always fascinated me, and I felt like it was a place I had to spend time in to really understand.
Everywhere we went, we were able to, meet amazing people. There's always, some sort of little thing outside of ILR that we had to deal with that maybe was outside of what we've been trained, but I think an overall understanding of the workplace allows you to kind of tackle those issues that maybe you haven't had the most specific training in. But overall, a great experience.
We did a business proposal for one of the centers there, the living centers for people with physical disabilities. And then we went in for the National Council while we were in Johannesburg. We did workshops. They were task force planning workshops.
I think it's the whole idea of things that you're taking things that look good on paper and then crossing that over to the realistic implementation in the workplace and in the real world is another huge aspect that we were able to take away from this experience.
It takes what you've learned and where you are and really turns it into a personal experience. And those are things that stay with you for the rest of your life. And it's great that ILR has so many opportunities for you to take your education beyond the books.
You just start to understand, kind of how the world actually works. How you meet people from a different culture, how to work with people a little bit better who you might not completely understand at that time. You're not going to be able to fix all these problems overnight, but that's another big thing taking away is just seeing how difficult and how complicated some of these problems can be, and then trying to sit there and realistically, when we were in these committees, realistically think of solutions to these problems, as overwhelming as they may be. I think that was a great challenge, and it kind of shapes the way you think as well, and it helps you out a lot in the future.
My perception of diversity has changed because I realized how many different cultures there are and how many different ways of life and upbringings there are, and how that really can change how you interact with people and how you act in the workplace.
You really can't put a value on the opportunity to take what you're learning in the classroom and the opportunity to take that to a completely foreign environment and have a chance to apply that, and that's it's something that undoubtedly is, I think we're both going to use in the future, and just as far as really solidifying what we've learned and showing us especially when we come back and we're back in these classrooms, we're kind of able to even put a better perspective on what we're learning then.